Hello, welcome back to Wonders of the Force, a Star Wars podcast. And as usual, I'm joined by my co-host Dave and George. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Are you ready to have another short episode?
It's a no Star Wars newsy kind of week, fortnight, month. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We'll just talk about this now. We literally waited for the Star Wars show to air before we came on, just on the off chance they might announce when the Solo trailer's coming out. But literally, there was no news there to be had either. So we'll just crack on and see what we've got to talk about.
Yeah, it was like, hi, do you fancy talking about virtual reality? It's like, yeah, we'd like that, but no, where's our trailer? I mean, it's getting a little bit ridiculous now. However, yeah, we've still got plenty of things to talk about-ish.
We basically have two headlines, but don't worry, guys, we've milked this show for you tonight, as usual.
It's fascinating. It really is. We milk things for all they're worth. It's fine.
Right, should we begin, I guess, with the big one?
Yeah.
And this is kind of old news now. Is this over a week already?
Yeah, absolutely.
It dropped halfway between our shows, so we couldn't really report on it then, but we can now.
And also, we needed a video for tonight, so I didn't actually text you guys, say, should we do a video on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my tactics.
Yeah, because we've lost half of the news.
We have.
It's so, if anyone's been hiding under a rock, they've released a trailer for the second half of the final season of Star Wars The Rebels.
It was a trailer we wanted.
Yes, that's a perfect description of it, I guess. We can't even come in with, by the way, breaking news. The Han Solo show is going to be on Super Bowl Sunday. We will presume, but they didn't want to announce that. But no, Star Wars Rebels. Now, that trailer did drop out of nowhere. Literally just popped up on my Twitter, Lucasfilm. It was there like a special look at Star Wars Rebels finale. And I guess we can say that the Emperor's going to be in it. Spoilers.
Yeah, you guys spoiled that for me whilst I was in Sweden.
Technically, I spoiled that for you.
Yes, you did. yes, you did.
Sorry about
I saw
that.
the trailer. So, yes, for anyone listening, Phil has... Actually, we all need to talk about that later on. Phil had his birthday and he was playing X-Wing in Sweden. It doesn't get any much more random. I was like, wait, Stockholm? I was like, he's missing the Rebels trailer. That was the first thing I thought. And then Dave put it in the chat group like, oh my God, the Emperor.
Yeah.
But at least
My
the
bad.
didn't drop.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yes, we'll get straight into the trailer, I guess. First half of this trailer is pretty much just how we got Ezra to where he is now, just little quick glimpses of Ezra, and then we get into sort of the rest of the season, really, which, to be honest, we're going to be looking at a fairly short run. We have double episodes again starting up, and I think what we found is it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks of double issue episodes.
3 weeks plus the 90-minute finale.
Oh no, I thought the 90th finale. What? I said that wrong.
It's either 2 weeks of double episodes or 3 weeks of double episodes, then a finale, or it's 2 weeks of double episodes.
2 weeks of doubles.
Yeah.
So Monday, so in that last episode from listening, I guess in theory we reported the very rumored that Rebels was going to turn on. Was it Saturday the 24th? We said
February.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we theorized.
But actually, well, no, we didn't theorize. We read their reports. They're wrong, not us. We just reported it. Hashtag fake news. And but it is wrong. I mean, we all think the Monday format's absolutely idiotic. That they repeat it like 10 times on a Monday.
Yeah,
because everyone is going to sit down to watch Rebels at every 10 time slots.
Yeah,
and but anyway, it's coming back on Monday the 19th with the double episodes. Then it's going to come on the 26th with 2 more episodes, and then on March the 4th, is it going to be? Yeah, I think it's March the 4th. The Monday we're going to get a 90-minute finale, which is it's basically a film.
Yeah,
I mean, when you take it into its basic instinct that when Clone Wars started, they put that at the cinema. I mean, they basically just merged a terrible arc together.
Yeah,
and said it was a new Star Wars film. I remember seeing that trailer as a kid. Oh my God, Star Wars is... Well, I wasn't really a kid, was I? I was 12, but I was like, oh my God, Star Wars is coming back. Well, I haven't heard about this.
Yes.
and then I realized it was animated. I did love it, but it took me a while to grow. And I did not go to the cinema to watch that. But
I did, and it wasn't great. Especially because it was brand new and you had no idea what you were seeing. Not the greatest part. They should have done that way later down the line and put some of those arcs later on.
The Umbara
made a much better
Umbara
story.
was my favorite. That one should have been cinematic.
I feel that the Rebels finale. I mean, I don't think Rebels has a big following compared to Clone Wars, but with a finale, some cinemas have a trend now of putting them at cinemas. I assume Game of Thrones will be.
Yeah, we might get one. We might get a select few screenings. If that is the case, of course, we'll report it here so that you guys know, because we want to go see it. No, I can guarantee if it is in the cinema, I would go see it.
I don't know if it's going to be big enough. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it would sell enough. Maybe setting it over here, I don't think you'd sell enough.
No,
maybe in the States, it's
get a few in the US.
So over here, we're about 5 weeks behind that. I mean, they just don't care about broadcasting it over here, do they?
No.
But I mean, it's crazy that we're going to like zip through this last half of the season in like 3 weeks, and it's going to be over. Maybe we'll try and do something for the live.
However, though,
when we watch the finale.
Looking into the trailer, there are some cool things. We've got, as Filoni revealed at Celebration last year, we've got Wolf and Gregor coming back, which I can't wait to see them. Kanan has a horrible new haircut, which is just...
He looks like Ezra.
He kind of does.
Growing up with a black eye.
The worst thing about that showing of Kanan cutting his hair is, right, let's go get Hera, and then the next shot in the trailer is, look, we're at Hera, and I'm with her, and I'm throwing stormtroopers out that window, so that rescue mission goes well. Yeah. It's good to have that already known.
We knew that would happen anyway, purely because we know she's in Rogue One.
Oh, nothing that would happen to her. It's just like you kind of tell us that there's no danger in this mission at all until we see him with Hera. Then all bets are off. But
I mean, with Thor, they showed his haircut in the trailer. It's a big character moment to change their hair, and I've seen Filoni and Pablo say on Twitter how expensive it is to change an animated character's actual character system. And they're like, so you should show us in the trailer. I mean, is he going to get a lightsaber and just like chop the top off or something?
No, he uses a knife. It's seen in the trailer. Come on.
It's just a little pair of lightsaber scissors.
That's my big question now. Am I more excited for Kanan's death or his haircut?
Death. Oh, death.
Well, we've seen his haircut, so
look, it's cake or death. I would take death in this scenario. It's like, no, we want to see him die.
And it must be and it has to be Vader to me still. I don't care what anyone says. And
sorry, George.
Sorry.
Yep.
I was gonna say I mean, I don't know if this is jumping the barrel, but I love the fact the Emperor's coming back, but then I don't really want him back in Rebels. I would much, because I feel that he's been shunned in there at the last minute, whereas like Vader's already set up a story arc with Kanan and Ezra, and I'd rather it as Vader that. I mean, Vader could come in for a winner. Don't get me wrong, but I wish they hadn't have put the Emperor in the trailer. I wish they'd have kept him quiet.
Potentially, you'll have Vader bring Ezra to the Emperor.
Oh, I hope not.
I like that. I like the fact he knows who. Obviously, from the trailer, he says Ezra Bridger. Obviously, these lines can be cut and put over scenes that aren't what we see, but
exactly
Ezra gets brought before him, and he knows who Ezra is, which is kind of cool. That the Emperor would have that information. Of course, he'd have that information. He knows exactly what's going on, so he'd have that full story. The fact that it's the Emperor made me giddy. The fact that it's Ian McDiarmid coming back to play him made me just cemented that for me as this is something I need to see, because it would have been great. I mean, I always forget his name. Played Darth Maul.
Ray Park.
No, in the
voice, Peter Serafinowicz.
No, in the animated. Sam Witwer. Yes, sorry, he did the Emperor's voice in the very first episode of Rebels.
Yeah,
in the Force Unleashed games, it's a very spot on impression. But to have McDiarmid coming back is a massive coup for Rebels.
Yeah, well, the same when they brought Frank Oz back to do Yoda, because they didn't have him back to do it in Clone Wars, but they have brought him back for Rebels. So it's good to see them actually going and guessing, people they need to get, especially with the Emperor. Like, to have McDiarmid back is going to be awesome. I hope they don't. I hope they do it in a way that is good. They don't like shoehorn him in, even if it's only a few minutes of just well placed. Then I'm okay with that. So I do agree with you on that point. However, we've got Thrawn coming back as well, so it'd be good to see how they tie that up. Although I would like to see more of him in the first half. Well, it's not even going to be half now, is it? It's going to be like a 2/3.
I think that's why we're going to get a massive 90-minute finale, because there seems a lot of story to cram in.
Yeah.
Still.
I mean, for a finale, 90 minutes is the equivalent of 4 20-minute episodes, which we normally get.
Yeah.
Plus a bit more. So you kind of do wonder, when you think about it, is it kind of half, but we're just going to be gifted Give me a 90-minute special over 4 20 minutes any day of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
I can't wait. We will be doing a review of some sort. We can't say what yet. But
Not for the finale. Of course, we'll be doing it for the finale. Like last year we did.
Yeah.
Even though I will say again, comparisons to Series 3, not just
Series 3 is far superior so far.
and it's not even so far as that when that Season 3 trailer dropped, when you had Kenobi at the end. That had me hyped, like as hyped as it did for one of the films. Whereas they brought the Emperor back, and something's not doing it for me still. And I think really want to
almost not a sour taste as much, but a meh taste from the first part.
Oh no, it's not even them because I just didn't like the fact the trailer was a minute of it was just them reciting the past.
Yeah, agreed. However, there are still some cool things to come, like seeing if Callus is Draven, seeing if there are plenty of things to come, but
there's a nice shot of Rex taking on his full-blown "I'm the guy" out of Return of the Jedi look. He has the Endor helmet on. He has a mustache that's much more pronounced over his beard. It's more and more becoming. It looks like that might end up being canon.
If it is, then hell yeah, I'm well up for that.
There's a shot of Sabine flying, and she has Ezra's lightsaber in her hand. There's a lot of interesting shots. I mean, yes, more wolves. That very last shot is Ezra lighting the last lightsaber. One last lesson glows up the wolf's eyes behind him. And we've got to talk about it because it looks awesome. The Mortis trilogy is certainly going to be brought up. My friends here love this. This is going to get brought back into the story. There's a big reveal shot of it looks like a wall mural that has the father, the son, and the daughter. The little owl that's on the daughter's shoulder is Ezra's talking to that in some kind of space continuum area.
It'll be
Force, I'm guessing.
Wolves, Filoni will link it with the wolves. There'll be some sort of force.
I think that it is. So we've all played Battlefront 2. We know that the Emperor. We know from Expanding Universe, the Emperor's basically got a bit of a museum of artifacts, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I've got a feeling
like Thrawn, but like more grand.
Yeah, I've got a feeling this is going to be something to do with the Emperor.
I agree.
I think you've got to his museum. We'll see the Zillo Beast in the background, stuffed and mounted. Like they have the whale in the museum, in the big museum in London.
I'll tell you, one of the most disappointing things in Clone Wars was that arc. At the end of it, they go, and we have this. We're going to clone it and make more, make armor, and then they never talk about it ever again. Like, I want to know what happened there. Come on.
It was just that, like, oh look, King Kong symbolism. Wow.
Oh, complete. It was King Kong / Godzilla, and it was completely done for that reason. And yes, it was awesome, but I wish they had finished it off. But still, that's a different moment for a different time, because we will do a Clone Wars look at some point. However, we're managing to that time already. This is brilliant. Yes, so that trailer dropped, and we're very excited to see Ian McDermott back as the Emperor. There's those bits and pieces, and I will gloss over the Mortis trilogy because I cannot stand that.
Same here.
Get ready, boys. It's coming back. You're going to have to be fully in tune. We're going to have a full episode on it.
Does this mean we get Liam Neeson back at the end?
He is open to returning, but we will get.
I was going to say I saw that news today.
Spoil the story. It's going to be a nice link to Clone Wars. I'll give him that. But the only thing there was always that rumor that the Inquisitor was the son, but that was proven wrong. The Inquisitor was just a guard. I don't want them to linger on it. I have a feeling that most of the trailer we did see though is going to be that finale. I think the Emperor's only going to be in the finale. I agree.
The Emperor. I agree. Will probably only be in the finale, but I don't think a lot of the trailer is the finale. I think they're going to leave a lot.
Not a lot of it, but the big stuff like the obviously the normal boring stormtroopers saving the day, that nonsense. That'll be the next two double episodes. But
yeah,
I think anything of importance that's a bit more adult is going to be the finale.
I'm looking forward to getting the first 4 episodes out the way, so we get the finale.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we really want to get to. We'll see how this whole story closes out, and hopefully we'll do something about it. We'll have a really good long discussion on the finale episode.
Well, though, speaking of the 90-minute finale, we might as well go from that to an actual feature-length film and The Last Jedi, with our last bit of Last Jedi news, the fact that it's surpassed 1.3 billion grossing, but it's all but complete. I mean, it's going to finish up this Sunday. That'll be the last day it'll be shown.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's had, 5 weeks now, almost 6. It's
6.
It's done fine, and...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on 1.1. It's on 1.312, so it's fine. It's the highest grossing by 50 mil.
Yeah.
Everyone knew it would be. It's
Yeah.
It's not shocked anyone. Some people are trying to.
And as
make
we
it
know from previous trilogies, the middle one always does the worst.
least. And also, the good thing with the Last Jedi Cut Cinemas is that it's quieting down all of the salty people, which is nice to get a bit of peace and quiet with Star Wars.
The more people I talked about it, the more people that love it. So I think it's been a slow burner, and it's because it was so different. There was a lot of things in there, and people just needed to understand that Star Wars needed to go in a new direction. Because if it had been the same exact carbon copy of Empire, people would have complained. If it was completely different, people would have complained. You can't. Rian Johnson had a very tough task, and he couldn't have got it right, and he didn't. In terms of Canto Bight is still unnecessary. I mean, I love the film in general. There are bits and pieces. We do have our gripes, but yeah, it has quietened people down. I do agree.
And I guess we can also say with The Last Jedi, it has been nominated for 4 Academy Awards.
It'll win none of them.
I mean, I think I was going to say it's going to win none though, but it's a moral victory that I was watching the ceremony, and then I think I messaged you. I was like, oh my effing god, oh my god,
yeah,
John Williams has been nominated, and people are going to be like, well, he's been nominated 53 times. Yes, but nobody. I mean, I've followed the Oscars. Everyone knows I love all the cinema and stuff.
Yeah,
when they were reading the names, because obviously it's alphabetical. S was the last one, and it was like they didn't do Blade Runner. I was like, oh, where's Blade Runner? I was like, Dunkirk. All the other 4 were there. Then it was like Star Wars. I was like, no. I was so happy because I think it is a beautiful score. It's a fantastic score.
It's better than
7.
First, Force Awakens.
Yeah, it's so superior to 7, and 7 got nominated. I mean, looking back, Episode 7 got 5 Oscar nominations. The same 4 this one did. Which is, I should say, best score,
costume?
best sound editing, best sound mixing, and visual effects. Didn't get costume.
No, costume was for Force Awakens, though, wasn't it?
No, none of them. Editing was the other one that Force Awakens
okay,
got.
okay.
But 4 Oscar nominations, impressive. It's going to win none, but it's always nice to get that recognition. If they really need to put it on the Blu-ray to sell it, they can say nominated for 4 Academy Awards.
Yes,
but I think that'll be all right.
I think it might sell 1 or 2 copies of that Blu-ray.
Yeah,
if they did a limited edition Academy Award nominated sleeve, I'm sure people would still buy it.
Well, of course,
the completists amongst us would have
to have all
it.
3 of us there, Dave.
Do you remember for Force Awakens there was the light side and dark side Blu-ray cover, and it was literally just white and black. This time they're doing the First Order cover and the Resistance cover, so I'm really excited to pick up them and never open them like the last one. On top of a now mega expensive steelbook because the 4K is a thing. But I'm not that bad.
I'm not guessing the 4K steelbook, but I'm getting the steelbook.
I'm sure some people are probably going to buy the 4K steelbook and the normal steelbook and the extra covers and the normal 4K copy and the normal 3D copy. And the next thing you know, there's like 10.
I would. But
it's going to be like the people at the Obi Rancho one, isn't it? They've just got like a bookcase of just the same film.
We also then have to remember that, especially considering Disney have got bought Fox, that when the run is done, we will have, before Johnson gets his trilogy, we'll have all 9 in one big box set.
And it will probably be one of the most amazing box sets ever.
And it will cost a lot, so we will all buy it. And we will not be ashamed.
It's fine. It's just cash. You have to have these things.
Yeah, no, that's the only problem there. George has to convince his bank, and I just need to convince no one, so fine.
and speaking of convincing banks,
yes, something that I
yesterday,
really my bank off.
January, the hardest month of the year, financially, of course.
Yeah.
They decided to announce on Monday that in November/early December there will be a tour of Star Wars: New Hope in the UK, and it's becoming a trend now of live films of orchestras that you'll obviously have the film on the giant screen, and you'll have the specifically for A New Hope. This is what gets me most excited: the London Symphony Orchestra composing the film, obviously in sync. And that was announced on Monday. I think it was official, and pre-sale tickets went on sale today, and general sales Friday. And what I can say is that they're getting a premiere at the Royal Albert Hall on Friday, the 18th of November, and it's also playing at Albert Hall on the Saturday and Sunday, the 19th and 20th. And then I think it's going to 5 different cities in the UK for one showing each, which is massive for me. I was very fortunate to get tickets for the premiere one. I believe we're all going to try and get to one showing if we can.
It's I mean, just having gone off experience, it's an amazing thing to hear Star Wars music getting played live by an orchestra. What hasn't been confirmed, the London Symphony are only confirmed for Albert Hall and not the actual tour.
I'm sure they'll do the tour.
Yeah. They'll probably they'll probably give it out the symphonies of areas they go to. There's symphony orchestras in like Leeds and Manchester, or there'll be a touring orchestra, but the symphony orchestra only confirmed for Albert Hall so far. It'd be amazing if it is everywhere. Because
I think it would be, because if they've got to do 5 shows in 3 days, 5 shows in 3 days, I'm sure they wouldn't mind doing another 5 shows across the next week, because they've got to train everybody to get it perfect in sync. It'd be bizarre to train, I think, 6 or 7 different orchestras.
Yeah,
I mean, I saw the Harry Potter one last year, so Philosopher's Stone, and to watch that with the live orchestra was excellent. I mean, there are times when you kind of forget there's an orchestra there because you're kind of watching the movie and just hearing the same score you always, but then you look and there's a full orchestra playing, and it's an amazing thing to hear them go live, especially when you're sitting quite close to the orchestra as well. And I know George is pretty much on top of the orchestra. He's almost playing an instrument when he goes to see this. But yeah, so it's an amazing experience. If you get a chance anywhere to go hear Star Wars played live by any kind of orchestra, you should do that. It is an experience. Yes,
and what I would also say, if anyone's never been to an orchestra on top of a film before, it is stunning. I think the first one to do was Interstellar.
Dunkirk, didn't you?
No, so I saw Interstellar with the orchestra, but the biggest thing about that is that Hans Zimmer conducted that orchestra that night, which was unreal. They had Nolan there, Stephen Hawkins rolled out for a minute, and they had massive ado. That was just a one-off.
Yeah.
And then Beauty and the Beast was last December, where there was a one-off. That's fine. I'm used to saying that. It's new for people. Beauty and the Beast was done. That was very well. That was Albert Hall. But what's hit me is that Star Wars is Star Wars. They picked a new hope. It's the first one. It's the original one. If this is a hit, just like the Harry Potter films have been a hit, they've done Philosopher's Stone, which I missed. They then announced Chamber of Secrets. You know they're going to do every Harry Potter film now, and I'm wondering if Disney are going to be here like, oh, if this is going to be a hit, then why not do Empire Strikes Back the following year, Return of the Jedi in the following year? The next thing you know, it's 2027, and they've just finished Episode 9 live orchestra.
Yeah, it just makes sense. I mean, people will pay quite a lot of money to see this. You pay to see the orchestra, you pay to see the movie. These aren't cheap tickets. I mean, we were looking before we came on, and I know certainly Leeds is the closest one to me, and that started about £30, but went all the way up to £80 for tickets. So Royal Albert Hall is more, but it would be. But yeah, so it's not just a cheap cinema ticket, this one. It's not just a little screening that you want to see.
And it's the special editions. And
we get rubbish Jabba the Hutt.
Let's hope that by the time comes, Disney have activated their Fox buyout clause. Well, they've already bought them out, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
And I guess the other thing we've mentioned is that this has been confirmed for Royal Albert Hall, that they've said this is going to be one of our events of our Star Wars festival, and they basically announced that they'll give out more details over the coming months. But I'm assuming around November time, they said they're going to be doing Q&As, exhibitions, and a couple more things to do with Star Wars. So we'll be reporting everything on that, because I've got a big feeling they've got very good connections with Disney. Of course, they did the premiere there. They've done Beauty and the Beast, so they've done other Disney stuff. Yep. I would not be surprised if there are some big things for Royal Albert Hall to happen in November at the same time as all this. So
your bank will let you know. Rubbing its hands with glee.
Well, it is 10 months away. That's
yeah, we've got time.
There's no Star Wars this Christmas, but yes, November the 18th is episode 4.
There's a solo film come out at some point, maybe.
We've seen an official poster for this tour, and we haven't seen an official image from Han Solo.
Although, shall we talk about Han Solo and something from AMC?
Yes, I'm not quite sure if they're going to get shot for this, but AMC, the theatre chain, have confirmed 3 planets to be in the Han Solo film. So we now have knowledge of 3 more planets than we have official images from the Han Solo film. We have Corellia, which
I cannot wait to see, because the first time I'm actually going to see Corellia has been mentioned for donkey's years, and
prequels. It was mentioned in Phantom Menace with pod racing, so I've got my fingers crossed on a certain scene.
And we know that it's a Corellian YT freighter. Corellia's been around since the start, but it'd be good to finally see Corellia. And also, we know that Han Solo is Corellian.
That's true.
It was the one given, and Kessel. Obviously, we've seen from Elite Lego sets that this is going to be around the Spice Mines of Kessel, where we're going to see Chewie, where we're going to see no doubt we are going to see the Kessel run, and then this other planet, which is
it's called Mimban.
Mimban,
which is a swamp planet.
Yes, this is a swamp-like planet, which I heard they wanted to use on Rogue One, but Gareth Edwards swapped it to use Jeddah instead. So this is clearly something that, I mean, everyone knows with Disney, if they build aliens for some films, they just put them out the back in case another director wants them. Each director spoke about this. It's the vault, isn't it? There's just anything there for them to use. So I've got a feeling that either Ron Howard or the Lego directing people saw this new planet and thought, we'll take it, we'll give it a bash. Swamp Planet's going to be very interesting because we've only seen Dagobah, but this was obviously one that have to be filming stuff on. So I would be very intrigued to see. I mean, this is probably going to be for new Stormtrooper armor and stuff like that, I guess. But 3 new planets, 0 trailers, 0 posters,
0 artwork, 0.
Although to be fair,
even Ron Howard's been quiet of late.
Yeah, but to be fair though, on the new Stormtrooper front, we know of the Range Trooper from our last episode, and interestingly enough, Solo has been renamed in China to Ranger Solo.
Yeah, this is quite funny.
Go Ranger Solo.
They're releasing a Star Wars film in China without the word Star Wars on it because Star Wars isn't a hit in China.
Yeah.
So Ranger Solo is coming to a Chinese theatre near you. I'm not quite sure. I'm so intrigued to see how this does in China now. Could you imagine if Ranger Solo is a humongous hit, then when episode 9 comes out, they just switch it to like Ranger Solo 9? Because is anyone going to notice in China? Like, they don't like Star Wars. They haven't really seen the originals, so all they'll know is Chewbacca.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange put. I mean, yes, I can see why they've gone with. Maybe they know more about the film already than we do to put the Ranger in there. Because don't we have Ranger Troopers or?
That's what I said.
The new ones.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. But maybe he does just appear in. Eventually, the Millennium Falcon turns into a big robot, and they all break through Japanese cities. It'll be a lot of fun.
Is that Pacific Rim / Han Solo?
Boyega's going to turn up. Yes, absolutely. Oh, no, I want that crossover to happen.
Pacific Solo for the win. No, it would be interesting. Don't forget, though, in the old EU, Han Solo originally was an Imperial officer. So there are ties. It would be interesting to see how they go about doing that.
Well, we've got the Lego to confirm it. So
it's just nuts. We have nothing. Nothing. Leaked Lego sets aside, they're not official Lego set. Still, after they've leaked, 4 weeks ago now? 4 weeks?
4 weeks, yeah.
And we've still had, not even like, all right, they've leaked. Here's the official images in HD, so you can see a clear picture of them. Nothing.
We got an official synopsis, which...
Oh, sorry, you're right. I take it back, I lied.
No, because nobody thought this film would be about Chewbacca, Han Solo, and Lando, did they?
No.
It was a surprise.
That's how annoying it is. It's like, here, have the official synopsis that you already know, but we're going to pretend like it's big news.
It's like, oh, he met this gambler called Lando. The entire world. Who? Lando?
What?
Why is Childish Gambino in a Star Wars film?
It's just like in Scrubs, like Billy, call me Billy D. Lando. So we know who you are, and we know what's happening. Come on, Disney, do the right thing. Drop the trailer because we all need it, and because we're getting really worried.
I mean, at first I was kind of like, oh, it's gonna be fine. When
you were so close to saying. At first, I was afraid.
I was petrified.
Yeah, that's the way Dave said it. It was so close to something.
It's just, I just don't know. It is starting to get to a point where you think there's not letting some information out for some reason. I heard they were going back in for a couple of reshoots as well.
I don't think that's true.
But whether that happens or not is another thing altogether. But it's just strange that this goes out. We were literally, again, before we came online, we had an Ant-Man versus the Wasp trailer drop yesterday. Still no Solo trailer. I don't know what they're doing or if this is some strategy until literally I don't know whether they're going to go right and The Last Jedi is out of cinemas. Now, here's your trailer.
Now, that's what my thought was for the Super Bowl, was the fact that The Last Jedi's last screenings are going to be on this Sunday. It's coming Sunday, on Super Sunday. And I reckon during that evening, of course, you have Super Bowl. It'll be, right, last show has ended. Here is the Solo trailer, which we thought we might get an announcement for tonight on the Star Wars show, but which, as we all know, is our source of breaking news and actually how we keep very up to date. But no, I mean, don't get me wrong. They were saying how, of course, the ILM latest VR Secrets of the Empire has been released, and actually, yeah, we're looking at going. Not us, but me and my squadron looking at going. So, if I do go, I will report on that. However, that's not what we want to see. We want a trailer, damn it, or at least a poster.
Yeah. Anyway, enough of Solo. Stupid thing.
Should we move on to?
Yeah, let's do it. Something a bit. Yeah.
Back to awards there. So is the Grammys on
Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah.
Star Wars wasn't nominated, actually. It was Rogue One. Grammys was that weird one where Force Awakens won it last year, but it came out in 20. It was that weird one. Rogue One wasn't nominated this year, though. However, Carrie Fisher has won a posthumous Grammy for the Best Spoken Word album, which is another word for Best Audiobook.
Yeah.
And she's won that for her autobiography, The Princess Diaries, which she wrote just before she passed away, which is a very good book. That's worth reading for everybody. And I don't know if her daughter was there to pick up the award. I did see an Instagram post from her. I should have done some more research on that. But it's quite a touching thing that to get given a Grammy. I know you get because it was so long ago now as well. It's that weird trade that was over a year ago.
Yeah,
winning an award now, but I was quite happy with that.
Yeah, no,
I was gonna say exactly the same. I think it's a nice thing to give out. I was expecting maybe a nod at the Oscar of something, even not like an award, like something for Last Jedi, but maybe a Lifetime, something along those lines for Carrie.
Yeah,
because she's been a script doctor in Hollywood for so long, and she's obviously done this work as Leia all the time. She's done so many movies. I was expecting maybe some kind of call out, but yeah, it's nice to get some award for that. And that I do love. I'm much more of an audiobook person than an actual book person, so I wouldn't mind listening to that one, especially with her narrating that as well.
Indeed. Now, there's something that I didn't know, but you've corrected up, George, which is Galactic Night. I'll let you report on that one.
Yeah, so I think is it Disneyland, the American one, of course, and over Paris. They are bringing back Galactic Nights, pronounced with a plural, but only for a one-off. So they're bringing back a Galactic Night. Have word of their press team for that one for a one-off special on May.
I do have a theory with that though. On May 27th, by that point,
it's the weekend. The Solo. Yeah, that is the point of it. That's why they're doing it.
I reckon on that weekend they'll announce the dates and location of Star Wars Celebration 2019.
I thought Galactic Nights was more of just a Disneyland thing where you just go in for a special day of costumes.
It is, but if they're going to have it at Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, no, it's not there. It's just at normal Disney World.
Yes, so I'm saying, no. I was like, if they're going to have Celebration at Galaxy's
Disney,
Edge.
I think it'll be announced before. Because they always put tickets on sale in April for the following year. So when we were in London, they were... No, yeah, they'd already... 2017 was already on sale in April. So it was on sale before London. That was April. They hadn't announced guests, but they put tickets on sale for the following year. Yeah. The year before, London was put on sale at the end of April for the following July.
I don't trust Disney to announce anything right now.
No, they'll just do a random tweet and then it would be out of nowhere and ready to put like the Rebels trailer, like when they did that Han Solo synopsis.
Just let you know it's on sale now. Bizarre. What? Oh, it's sold out. Oh.
However, though, Galactic Nights would be cool to see, but it's for one-off, it's kind of cool, but.
We're all waiting for Celebration to return. That's Celebration.
Yeah. However, speaking of things that will return, Gwendolyn Christie is fearful that Phasma will not return, and I really hope she doesn't.
I don't want to.
I don't know how she could return it when she ended in a bowl of fire.
Well, her armor deflects blasters. We know that because Rose tried to shoot her and just pinged off her like Batwing and his wings of steel. Batwing, was that his name? I can't remember. It's an old cartoon. Anyway, yes, Phasma. No, I can't see it either. It's Batfink. Sorry,
yes,
subject. Yeah, right. Sorry, I had to get that out. So yeah, I mean, her demise was swift, and it needed to be because there's a character that they built up so heavily and had no idea how to use her. at all. Utilized badly. And I think that's very much why they killed her off, because so they don't have to then go, we have to think of something for Phasma in the finale. No, nothing for her. Let's just have a wander down a walkway. Oh, there she was in the background.
It's gonna turn in, if she comes back, it'll be like Kenny out of South Park. Like every episode, it's just something else. And and then you'll get the plot twist that she's actually Boba Fett as well. So it actually goes back to the trilogy.
Oh dear. I really don't think so.
I love Gwendolyn Christie, but
yeah,
she can't for the life of me sit there. That's the thing. She can't for the life of me sit there and think I really want her to come back. Is it because Game of Thrones is finishing at this next year, so that she's going to kind of be, out of franchises for the time being? I don't know,
but hope so. I mean, we're obviously going to get Maz back because of Lupita Nyong'o's contract, where she has to appear in all the films that they make, which is why she had that little cameo in Last Jedi. Her contract literally says she had to be in the movie.
She's in like every Disney film. She's in Black Panther. She was in Jungle Book.
I'd love to know who her agent is, because he must be a genius of an agent. To get Maz Kanata stuck into a film where she had no place in being, just so she contracted that way.
See that story, not Canto Bite, but
this is the thing.
Get that.
I mean, it's not criticism, but Ryan Johnson, he has said before about Phasma, there was no place for her in the story.
Yeah.
Her story arc begins and finishes with Finn. That's all we need. We only needed her to progress Finn's character. But did he think about that for Maz? Really?
Yeah.
It depends on if he was forced to put them in or not. But that's something we'll never know.
But it's not something we'll never know. It's a story for another time.
Nice. Well done, sir. Doff my
However, speaking of characters we don't want to return, segueing to a character we do want to return, as something I kind of dropped earlier, Liam Neeson is open to playing Qui-Gon Jinn again, and my God, I hope he does return in some fashion.
I love Qui-Gon. I adored Qui-Gon Jinn. I love Liam Neeson.
I feel a butt coming on.
I wasn't going to say but, I was going to say except the fact that Qui-Gon is dead. There is no place for him in an Obi-Wan film. I do not want Force Ghost Liam Neeson, who's disappeared for 30 years, to come back and say, hey, remember me? I was your master before Yoda. I think I wish if he was, because of the car crash, he couldn't do episode 3, wasn't it? That was, because he'd been in a motorbike accident, he was meant to have a cameo at the end of episode 3.
That's in a cut scene, where he's talking to Yoda, but it literally was just his voice. And it was cut, but they didn't have his actual voice recorded.
Well, don't forget, he did come back in Clone Wars as a Force Ghost.
Or did he? Mortis plays tricks, and I don't think that was
I hate them
really. Although it was great to have Liam Neeson coming back and voicing the character, I think that was very much a play by the brother. If you don't have no idea what we're talking about, go back and watch the Mortis trilogy and Clone Wars. Don't listen to my course here. It's fabulous exploration of the Force, no matter what they say.
You will not watch it. Watch the Clone Wars, but ignore, and you can ignore that because they had a lovely dream. So you can ignore those 3 episodes. It's fine.
I mean, again, I love Liam Neeson. I think he's excellent, but I don't think he has a place, especially in like a Kenobi movie. I just don't think there's a place for him unless it was. I don't want to see him as a Force ghost. I want to see if it's anything like a voice, maybe Obi-Wan, or like a recording, maybe Obi-Wan looking at an old recording on something like that. Yeah, not like an actual.
Like when
so if someone takes and then he just hears an MP3 of his old boss.
Yes.
He's got that little weird thing back they used to sell toys, a little microphone, walkie-talkie thing.
Just sitting with a little 8mm playing in front of him of his old scenes.
The way I see it, had he been back in 3, obviously it was unfortunate he wasn't. Had he been in 3, I would have been okay. That's fair enough to bring him back as a ghost, or if they wanted to do anything with Kenobi, because he wasn't. To me, he's absent. He is that death. He never turned into a Force ghost. His death, was he the first Jedi to die in Star Wars that was just a dead body? It wasn't, that was
they had a burn to get rid of, and an open funeral pyre for everyone to come and watch.
And also, how's he going to tell him, by the way, that guy that killed you, he was actually alive, and in canon, I probably haven't killed him yet either. So that would be a very awkward conversation. But I love Liam. I think it was more, they probably just asked him, would you come back? And he probably just said, yeah, I would. He's a great actor. I love him, but now he's given up on action films. Maybe we can get him back doing some decent stuff like Schindler's List.
But Yeah, I think. Oh no, we do have one more bit of news.
We do. It's left it to the bottom, but so Pozu, who keep doing the amazing Star Wars shoes, have decided to release a pair of pork sneakers. That's all we need to know.
There is nothing else to say on that. The trainers
just don't buy them. If you're going to buy shoes off Pozu, then get the nice ones. Do not get some shoes that have got porgs everywhere.
I would like it if you turned the sole up, so on the bottom of the foot, it was literally just the shape of a porg and a porg little standing there. But other than that, yeah, I don't. Yeah, porgs. I think they've had their run. They were bigged up massively before the film came out. They don't play the massive role. We were glad they didn't. Yeah, let's move on from the porgs now.
Right, Phil, I believe you've got Star Wars for us.
Yes, Star Wars, something that I am very passionate about with the comics. I missed purely because of Stockholm and things. IDW have started their run now. So beginning of this year, we had Star Wars Adventures starting up and Forces of Destiny starting up. So you've had Leia and you've had Hera for the Forces of Destiny. So it's based on the little shorts that Star Wars have been putting out. And the Adventures, again, it's kind of based around the same art style, same universe, but it's just more exploration because Marvel have putting out so many. I mean, Thrawn is again starting up on February 7th. That's the other thing that's starting up now. But with that, you still have Poe, Darth Vader, Aphra, Star Wars, and then you have all the little side ones they're doing, so like the Thrawn adaptation. The annuals, there's so many series. So they're allowing IDW back with their license to do these adventures, do these little, still more children's style. They are more aimed at a younger audience, but it's still part of the canon, still part of the universe. So it's something I still will be getting. They've done Rey. They've done Rey's just starting. You've done Leia. You've done Hera for Force of Destiny and the Adventures. They're up to issue 5 now. It tells you how much I missed it and how much I've been out of the loop purely because of being Christmas and birthday and all the rest of it. However, yes, so finally I actually have news for Star Wars. Yay! And that's it. But however, we also have Toy Chef news. George, I know you've got this one coming up. George?
I do. Sorry, it cut me out. Then am I still here?
Yes, you're still with us. Still with us.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, there's almost no toy news, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen on a Star Wars show. The only thing we've got is that a pop has leaked. So Emerald City Comic Con's, I'm assuming I'm probably a month or two, and they are doing a Padme pop from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Her in the arena in the white top. That's being an exclusive pop. Caused a bit of drama online, a bit of aggro because everybody's wanted prequel pops, and the pops everyone seems to want these days, they're making exclusives. When in theory, the pops people want should be
for everybody.
They should be normal, and the exclusive should be something worth being exclusive.
Haven't they announced the 3PO from Episode 1 though?
No, that was a couple of months ago in Smuggler's Bounty. Again, an exclusive. 5 exclusive. Young Obi-Wan exclusive. Poe Dameron X-Wing exclusive.
How much is your wallet hating you for it?
I have not. I got the speeder bikes. Again, one was an exclusive. And I've pre-ordered the Chewbacca on the ATST, but nothing else is doing it. I'm a bit phased out. Maybe I'll need to cash in before Star Wars Celebration next year to pay for Felicity Jones' autograph.
Yes, absolutely.
You won't have enough, mate. You really won't.
Imagine the Han Solo autographs, like the new cast. It'll be like the new Han Solo more than Harrison Ford.
Yeah, no, I don't see that happening.
There was one other thing I saw today for Toy Shelf, and that the Forces of Destiny toy line that they've had out, the dolls basically. They did have a Sabine, Wren, and Bike. That was due to be released. That has been axed by Hasbro. They have cancelled the. I don't know if they've cancelled the full line, but that has been cancelled completely. Will not be coming out. Whether that means this line of figures is not selling and it might be the end of the line altogether.
They've reported very poor figures, and purely it's because they just don't stack up to the other lines like the Black Series and things. They're aimed at, again, a younger audience, more young girls, and it was too much pandering. And to be honest, the sculpts were terrible. I thought the Sabine one was ugly as hell. I didn't think it was an accurate representation of the character. I didn't like the Rey one. I didn't like any of them they'd done. It wasn't something I was going to buy, but it was something that I thought that would be interesting. But Not a huge fan.
You were going to buy Forces of Destiny toys, Phil?
No, I wasn't. So it wasn't something I was going to buy, but it's something that I was interested to see, and it was just they're terrible.
I was going to say, very big difference.
Yeah, so it looks like that is coming to an end. They've certainly said they've cancelled any future plans that they had. So it looks like that'll be whatever's out there now will sell, and that will probably be the end of that line.
Yeah, EA's. I mean, it's weird with Hasbro. Financials come out, and I mean, people make a big deal that Star Wars sales were like 3% down on like 2 years ago. It doesn't matter because it's still ridiculously high money. And 2 years ago, there was a new era of new characters and new ships. This year is new costumes. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But moving on from Toy Shelf, we have a couple of things in game for once. EA are talking Battlefront. There was a big board meeting or something, and they had to announce some stuff. For this one, they've released a statement on Battlefront 2 saying that in March, they announced some new content that in March there's going to be a completely revamped progression system for the game. And that's what they've said. That could be anything from getting rid of star cards to lowering XP to rank up and whatnot. But the online is going to be revamped. That's why they've gone very quiet about it. They're going to keep adding in challenges like what they did in that last Jedi season, which everybody enjoyed.
I didn't even play it that much, but I still enjoyed it.
And it just made you want to basically play it to do challenges and stuff. There'll be a new game mode in February called Cut Blast Cargo, where you're just going to be basically flying around in jetpacks.
I do hope they announce, though, with the DLC, that they'll have Starfighter mode in arcade.
I assume they probably would do.
Yeah.
And also, of course, new characters. They haven't unveiled them yet, but everybody knows it's going to be Kenobi and Grievous, probably the first two. And they said there'll be a lot more details in March they can publish. So give them credit that they're at least working on it, and they've just done an update statement to let everyone know they're still working hard.
Yep.
I wonder if this will delay the new not Battlefront, but the new Battlefield game. Because DICE work on an annual thing, but they've clearly had to retread a lot of steps with this. But we shall find out soon. But the other thing is, of course, EA unfortunately have the license, and they cancelled the last Star Wars game I meant to get. A company they own called Respawn are working on a new Star Wars game, which we saw. I think there was like a video they released last year at E3, like a 2-minute
Tatooine looking one where there's
no, that was the cancelled one. It was like 10 seconds of just two guys in motion capture. Costumes that were clearly dueling. There's no details in the game at all, but they did say at their meeting that it will be released in the 2020 financial year, which basically means it's going to come out between April 2019 and March 2020. Wouldn't be surprised if it's more towards that 2020 date than 2019.
Yeah.
But at least there's going to be another game of them Battlefront coming out. And finally, they've done an update to Force Arena, which I still play religiously. I love it. Not religiously, but I play it quite a lot.
Yeah.
I play Galaxy of Heroes religiously. They
have added Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Nice.
And the best thing about this, his move is called Hello There. No joke. And his pose is the Obi-Wan pose. He's fantastic. His side piece is Commander Cody. And they've also added in Count Dooku, who I haven't played with, who I haven't got. And for some reason, his sister card is a vulture droid that just stands on all fours for no reason. But that's Force Arena getting another update. They're still milking the characters. I'm sure they'll probably do another update in a couple of months with some more new characters. But
we'll probably get the solo characters on that before we get a trailer or a poster. Or...
Yeah, it'll be like, have a new skin. Here's Lego. They'll probably do like the Lego solo version. Like, here's the Lego minifigures. I have these copies. But that is everything on the games, and that rounds out tonight's show.
Indeed, we haven't even got a cantina tool tonight.
No. It was all very last minute. Unless, a very, very, very quick one. Which Star Wars film would you want to see with a live orchestra?
Ooh.
To be honest, the one straight away for me, the one they're actually doing, A New Hope, I think is a special, special movie for me. It's still my favorite Star Wars movie.
You see, I'd quite like to see Episode 3 with an orchestra. Battle of Heroes with an orchestra. That bit would be awesome.
I mean, you've got you Episode 1, Duel of Fate as well, I guess.
Okay, they could just do a Star Wars clip show. Go here, have all the greatest themes and all the greatest battles.
Well, they've technically done those tours with the Sound of Star Wars, but for me, absolutely, New Hope is something I'm desperate to see with the orchestra. It's appealed to me from the second I saw it was out. I will be seeing it. Maybe I might not get Albert Hall, but I'll definitely see it if it leads down the road to me. But yeah, that for me is it. Either that or Caravan of Courage, the Ewok movie.
No, I think for me, definitely though, I'd love to see episode 3, see Battle of Heroes. I mean, the duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin with a live orchestra would be incredible to see. Also, the temple as well, the 501st, that'll be cracking. Although it is a tough one. I'd like to see all of them. Just do a marathon session of every single Star Wars. Although, actually, think about Rogue One. That score was pretty damn impressive.
I've heard that live. Sorry, what was that then?
George, what would your choice be, sir?
It's a tough one. See, part of me, I thought I want to hear March to Resistance live, but then I want to hear, really, in theory, one song and out of an entire film, which defeats the purpose. But that is, without doubt, one of my favorite moments ever, just the March to Resistance theme. However, I think I would go for Return of the Jedi, because the greatest scene of all time, which is Vader's Redemption,
yep,
has the greatest piece, one of the greatest Star Wars pieces of music.
It's very underrated, yeah.
It is a stunning scene, and then you get the amazing combination of the Millennium Falcon kind of theme.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do a reinterpretation of it, but you know the one I mean.
Yeah.
And it even came back in episode 8. But I think episode 6 would be a big one. But then is the final question.
It would have to be the theatrical version, though, not the special.
Well, this is what I was going to say is, are they going to play Yub Nub? Are they going to get? They're going to get a group of
look, as long as you don't have
to do Yub Nub,
I don't care.
Or are they going to do the new one? But I want to hear a live choir singing
Yub Nub.
That is one of Williams' masterpieces is Yub Nub, and it gets completely snubbed. It's ridiculous.
It's going to be amazing to hear the Cantina theme though live, isn't it? That's
yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Like they're going to have to be quiet when it's on the quieter Cantina.
But
bits,
there won't be the Imperial March then. It would be the Imperial March that I want to hear live.
Yeah, none of them.
Don't get with episode 4. No, you get it in Empire, of course, and Jedi and everything else. But
you do get the amazing Death Star theme, which is one of the loudest bits in Star Wars.
Yeah,
I think
you also get the trench run. You get the trench run. How incredible would that be?
Well, that's my struggle, because every time I watch the trench run, I just add in my own sound effect of when they pull the lever down. I've always done that with this for some reason. I know the timing of it's the soundtrack.
Yeah,
I can. That's why I do on episode 3, because I'd end up reciting the entire speech when Obi-Wan and Anakin fight each other at the end.
Yeah,
and not the high ground.
Not the high ground.
the one before when they're on that random little robot that's driving him around.
Yeah,
yeah.
How does that work? I've always wondered that. Very odd. How does that robot work? You can't control the Force. It's a robot.
I don't know.
That's not how the Force works.
Don't think there's any real thought behind it.
Nah, never.
George was bored by then.
After 10 years, the way he jumps onto it and it like quivers and then just carries him around.
It's bizarre. Yeah, it just gets stuck in that loop going around and say,
it's like, hey, get off me. He just tips me into the lava. Directed by George Lucas. Film finishes May 4, 5, 6.
Credits.
Yeah.
It's just to hear Star Wars done live by an orchestra. It's amazing.
I might go up to Birmingham and see it, but we'll see.
It's going to be a big tour. These are big.
You can go see it down the road, but you're going.
Oh no, it's on my mum's birthday in Birmingham, so I've already ruled that one out. But Albert Hall is the one. It's a beautiful venue with the stunning sound.
And
I need to make use of having a membership there. I will not lie. It didn't help me get tickets to the premiere. But no, that's a very last minute canteen. I reckon they'll end up doing a tour each year, at least the original trilogy minimum.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent.
Indeed. Well, I think they're about set up for this evening. Is there any last thoughts and pointers?
No, just the usual again. Yeah, please give us a solo trailer so we can talk about something next week, next fortnight. And again, just anybody who's watched, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for joining us in part of our conversation about Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, if they do drop a trailer during the Super Bowl or something, I'll be awake, obviously. I mean, yeah. Being a massive Patriots fan, we are playing. I will be up watching it. And I won't switch it off halfway through, unlike some people. But yes, if they do drop a trailer during then, you can imagine there'll be a discussion between us. We might jump on and do a reaction. We might do something. Something will be done. We'll let you know, of course. We'll announce it. We won't be like Disney and just drop it. We will actually do promotion properly. But yes, I think that's about it for us. George, anything else you want to
Keep subscribing. We've got new content coming. Of course, if you're listening on MP3, check out our YouTube channel, check out our Facebook and Twitter, which we're going to start updating a lot more. But in the meantime, get yourself some tickets to watch Star Wars live, because I was too young to have attended the Star Wars tour they did about 10 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
I was too young for that, and I'm not missing the chance to hear a Star Wars theme live again.
Indeed, indeed. So yes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We've been Ones of the Force. May the Force always be with you. Good night.